of class 8. Today we will read the last part of the text, the tsunami. So, look carefully at the picture of the boy and his dog and try to describe the things that you see. Describe the things. So, picture description. Using just words and phrases, either the teacher or one of the students can write down the words and phrases on the blackboard. Here you will write on the notebook. This is how you can start. Calm blue sea, okay, ruined hearts. Then also you can write exhausted boy, okay, tensed. So in this way you will write down, okay. So here we start. Before the giant waves slammed into the coast in India and Sri Lanka, wild and domestic animals seemed to know what was about to happen. So before the gigantic waves slammed, struck into the coast in India and so coastal areas of India and Sri Lanka, wild and domestic animals. So wild means those animals who live in forest, and domestic means who live in home. So animals seemed that they know what was about to happen, what was going to happen. They fled to safety. They fled means they went to safety. According to eyewitness accounts, eyewitness means those who watched. Those are eyewitness. So eyewitness accounts means according to their speech, elephants screamed and ran for higher ground. So whenever there is problem, elephants they scream. Scream means they roar, they sound, they call heavily. Okay, they make noise heavily and ran for higher grounds, from lower grounds to higher grounds. Okay, dogs refuse to go outdoors. They refuse to go outdoors. Flamingos. Flamingo means that drain or swan. Okay, they abandoned their left their low lying breeding areas. So low areas where they breed, where their legs areas they left. And zoo animals rushed into the shelters, inside the shelters, and could not be enticed to come back out. Entice means attract, take interest to come back out. Many people believe that animals possess a sixth sense. Many people believe that animals have a sixth sense. We have fifth sense, total five senses, and animals have sixth sense, and to know when the earth is going to shake, and they understand when the earth is going to shake, going to vibrate. Some experts believe that animals' more acute hearing helps them to hear or feel the earth vibration. Some experts, those who are experts, experienced people, right, believe that animals is actually more acute hearing helps. Acute means very much strict. Proper hearing helps them to hear or feel the earth's vibration. They feel the earth's vibration. They can sense, they can understand an approaching disaster, approaching problem, disaster, right? Something that is problematic for the earth, long before humans realize. Earlier, before humans feel what's going on, what's going to happen. We cannot be sure whether animals have a sixth sense or not. We cannot be sure whether animals have a sixth sense or not. We are not sure. But the fact is that the giant waves that rolled through the Indian Ocean killed more than 1 50,000 people in a dozen countries. So in 12 countries, they killed more than 1,50,000 people. But not many animals have been reported dead. But not many animals means there is no record that many animals have been reported dead. Along India's Cuddalore Cuddalore coast, where thousands of people perished. They were destroyed, washed away. Buffaloes, goats, and dogs were found unharmed. But buffaloes, goats, and dogs were found unharmed. The Yala National Park in Sri Lanka is home to a variety of animals. Yala National Park in Sri Lanka, home to means this particular specific place for many animals, including elephants, leopards, and 130 species of birds. So animals, leopards, and 130 different types of birds. 60 visitors were washed away from the Patanangala beach inside the park. But no animal carcasses were found. Carcass means dead body of the animals were found, and no animals were died actually. No animals was died except for two water buffaloes. Only two water buffaloes were died. About an hour before the tsunami hit, people at Yala National Park had observed three elephants running away from the Patanangala beach. So about an hour before the tsunami hit, people at Yala National Park had observed three elephants. An hour before, they were running away from the Patanangala beach. A Sri Lankan gentleman who lives on the coast near Gale said his two dogs would not go for their daily run on the beach. That day, two dogs didn't go for daily run. They are usually excited to go on this outing. Every day they go for that outing, he said. But on that day they refused to go. They didn't go, and most probably saved his life also. Otherwise, he would have perished, because with the dogs he would have gone for outing and he would have perished. Now comprehension check. Okay, you have to do. Then working with the text, question answer. Then you have to fill in the blanks with the words that are there. Then working with the language. Here you have to put the question number 2. Go through the part 1 carefully and make a list of as many words as you can find that indicate movement of different kinds. Fast movement, slow movement, neither slow or fast. So put them 3 categories. You have to write the part 1 and you have to put in 3 categories: fast movement, slow, and the slow or fast. Then you have to write from the verbs. Then you have the 2 columns. You have to match. Then whether it is passive or active. Okay, so you have to find out. Active means A, passive means P. So here to write, they are speaking and writing the story, and from the volunteers who went to Andaman and Nicobar Island for relief. Okay, diary entry. Then you have incident when that you learn classroom. Okay, narrate, that means paragraph you will write. Okay, then another poem, that is Betty at the party. When I was at the party, said Betty, aged just 4, a little girl fell off her chair right down upon the floor. So when that speaker was at the party, said Betty, just 4 years, little girl fell off her chair right down upon the floor, and all of the other little girls began to laugh, but I didn't laugh and sing a single bit. When the 4 years little girl fell on the floor, everyone started to laugh, but the speaker didn't laugh. Said Betty seriously. Said Betty seriously. Why not? Her mother asked her. Why? Why did you not laugh? Full of delight to find that Betty, bless her little heart, had been so sweetly kind. Means she thought, her mother thought that very kind. That's why she didn't laugh. Why didn't you laugh, my darling, my dear? Or don't you like to tell? Don't you like to tell? I didn't laugh, said Betty, because it was I that fell. The speaker fell from the what? Fell off her chair on the floor. That's all for today. Thank you very much.